there's a silent epidemic no one dares to talk about. In every city, every corner of Nigeria, of Africa, of Asia, of the entire world, young women with dreams, confidence, and charm are waking up to the same heartbreaking reality. They're not getting anywhere, not in relationships, not in business, not in life. And the worst part? They don't even know why. From childhood, you were told you're a queen, that your beauty is power, that once you become a woman, everything will come to you, effortlessly. Attention, money, opportunities, men, and for a while, it looks like it's working. But slowly, painfully, it stops. The same men who chased you, now ghost you. The same friends who cheered, now envy. The world that once called you gorgeous, now asks, what else do you have? And that's where the shock sets in, because no one ever taught you how to build beyond beauty. No one taught you how to lead, to think, to survive heartbreak, or to bounce back. No one told you that life doesn't reward who looks good, but who grows wise. This isn't hate. This is love that tells the truth. So ask yourself, what if the mindset you were raised with is a trap? What if having multiple relationships isn't empowerment, but confusion? What if the power you thought you had was borrowed? We're going deep. We're talking early mindset. We're talking fantasy versus reality. We're talking solutions, not shame. And we're doing it through the eyes of Socrates, the ancient Greek who believed one thing: the unexamined life is not worth living. Well, it's time to examine everything. The first lie a girl is taught sounds like a compliment. You're so beautiful, you'll never suffer. But suffering doesn't ask if you're beautiful. From age 5, the script is written for you. Sit properly. Smile more. Don't talk back. Wear dresses. Cross your legs. Be gentle. Be quiet. Be likable. Not powerful. Likable. They tell you, you're a girl, you'll marry rich. Just be patient. So you're groomed to attract, not to achieve. While boys are trained to become, girls are trained to be chosen. And you know the real tragedy? The dreams you had when you were 7, 10, 13 slowly disappear. Not because you weren't capable, but because no one ever expected you to be more than desirable. As Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie once said, we teach girls to shrink themselves, to make themselves smaller. We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much. So by 18, you already know how to attract attention, but not how to build identity. By 25, you know how to be desired, but not how to desire something bigger than a ring and a selfie. And deep down, you feel it. There's a war between who you are and who you were told to be. You've been conditioned to wait, to be noticed, to be picked, to be saved. But what if you were never meant to be picked? What if you were meant to pick yourself? Audre Lorde said it best. If I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies for me. In the next section, we break down the biggest fantasy of all, that beauty equals power. You were told beauty is power, and yes, beauty can open doors. But here's the truth no one tells you. It can't keep the door open. For years you believed that being attractive gave you control. Men called, brands noticed, strangers stared. But attention is not the same as respect, and being desired is not the same as being valued. It feels like power, but it's rented. And when the world is done using you, they return you with no refund. Because beauty doesn't protect you from betrayal. It doesn't teach you negotiation. It doesn't pay your bills when the lights go off. Socrates once said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." But many of us were taught the opposite. We were taught that beauty is the final answer, that if we're pretty enough, sweet enough, soft enough, life will figure itself out. But life doesn't reward pretty, it rewards prepared. Real power is when you don't need the validation, when your skills speak before your looks do, when your confidence doesn't collapse the moment no one compliments you. Here's the painful irony. Many women who relied on beauty early on feel powerless later on. Because they never built anything that couldn't fade. Your hair can fall, your body can change, the spotlight can move. But your mind, that's forever. So the illusion is this, that the world will always love you the way it does at 21. But one day it won't. And when that day comes, what will you have left? As Maya Angelou once said, a woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will without pretense and arrives at her destination prepared to be herself. Next, we'll talk about how to actually become that woman. There's a quiet kind of suffering that no one sees. Not hunger, not pain, but confusion. A generation of women who don't know what they want, only what they think they're supposed to want. And it shows in the woman who jumps from one relationship to another, hoping someone will finally make her feel whole. In the girl who posts the perfect life online, but cries in silence every night. In the lady who had 10 suitors, but now can't trust any man. In the boss babe who looks confident but feels empty when the phone stops ringing. Confusion is the new currency of destruction, because if you don't know who you are, the world will sell you a cheap version of yourself. You'll date to feel seen, you'll flex to feel important, you'll chase applause instead of purpose. Plato once said, "The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself." But how can you conquer what you don't understand? This is the cost of a life built on borrowed beliefs. You waste time, you waste years, you build an empire on sand, then wonder why it keeps crashing. And society, it doesn't care. It laughs, it blames, it moves on. You were given beauty but not boundaries. You were handed compliments, not character. And now you're trying to figure out if any of it was ever real. But here's the truth. None of this is your fault, but fixing it is your responsibility. Because the cost of confusion isn't just delay, it's destiny lost. In the next section, we break the cycle, we talk truth, and we introduce the mindset that actually builds women.
If confusion was the curse, then clarity is the cure. The truth is, beauty fades, praise fades, attention fades, but the mind, that's your forever weapon. It's time to flip the script, because the woman who wins isn't the one with the loudest applause. She's the one with the deepest roots. You don't need more filters, more validation, or more talking stages. You need discipline. You need vision. You need to sit with your pain and ask it questions. Socrates said, "An unexamined life is not worth living." So start examining. Why do I need someone to tell me I'm enough before I believe it? Why do I shrink myself so others can stay comfortable? Why do I fear being alone more than I fear being lost? This new mindset doesn't wait. It builds. It builds habits that outlive heartbreak. It builds character that doesn't need clapping. It builds confidence from the inside, not from comments or compliments. Real women don't just glow, they grow. And that growth starts with understanding, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose next. As Bell Hooks once said, to be truly visionary, we have to root our imagination in our concrete reality. This is your reality check. You can redefine what it means to be a Nigerian woman. Not just soft, not just strong, but strategic, smart, and spiritually sound. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to upgrade your mind. You are allowed to demand more from yourself than the world ever asked of you. The era of confusion ends here, and in our final section, we give you the roadmap. The practical steps to rise. You've heard the truth. You've seen the damage. Now, what do you do about it? You rebuild. One mindset, one habit, one decision at a time, because freedom doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. And here's the design. 1. Get brutally honest with yourself. No more lies, no more blaming. Ask, what beliefs have I been carrying that are killing me silently? 2. Stop making beauty your strategy. Beauty can attract, but only discipline sustains. Every day, choose to grow something no one can take. Your mind, your skills, your soul. 3. Define yourself for yourself. You're not just someone's future wife, you are your own foundation. Build her like you would build a brand with intention. 4. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. What got you here won't get you there. Educate your emotions, challenge your triggers, heal your inner child. 5. Build a quiet life that's loud in legacy. You don't need everyone to understand you. You just need you to understand what you're building. Audre Lorde said it best. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence, it is self-preservation. So start preserving yourself. Mentally, spiritually, financially. Because if you don't build you, this society will keep breaking you. You are not behind. You are not too damaged. You are not too late. You're just early to a new era of women who choose clarity over chaos. If this spoke to you, share it with a sister who needs it. And if you're ready to become the woman your younger self needed, subscribe, like, and join the journey. Because the future, it's not female, it's healed.